Welcome to the LV podcast with me, Michelle Hall. So glad you took the time to listen today, and I hope you enjoy what you hear today. So, on our last episode, we were talking about the deciding factor, right? And we talked about the deciding factor of making a decision and following through, and that when something comes to interrupt our plans, it helps us to make the decisions that are right for us. So we're going to go ahead and continue on this journey. Thank you for going on this kind of life journey with me. Kind of letting you in on the life journey. And as I was thinking about the decisions and the things that cause us to respond the way that we do, and one thing that I said before is that if you don't show up to the battle, you've already lost. So you cannot win the battle if you don't show up. But that's the basic, right? Because what's the point to show up to a battle and you are not ready to either fight or have direction or do anything? You just kind of just show up. Not even showing up in, we show up in faith. I show up in faith. That's still a weapon. But I'm coming to the battle a certain way. And a lot of times we get up in the morning and we start our day and we go through different things and we kind of show up any kind of way. Or when we do show up, we think it's okay. I had a good day today. I did my due diligence. I actually made it through the day. Or I got to work. I did my household chores. I got to do things. I even did some things for myself. I did show up and I was present. But showing up and being present, that works. But what happens if you show up a little bit more? You give a little bit more. You put a little bit more effort, right? So what we're going to talk about today is I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. Listen, you can show up the way you want to. But what I'm going to tell you, for me, Michelle Hall, in this new season, I'm coming in hot. That means when you show up to a location, when you show up something, you're always coming with your A game. You're always coming. And it's not just in your preparation. Preparation is necessary. Preparation is a part. But we've been walking this life journey for a while, and there's some things that we've learned, and there's some things that we've honed in on, some skill sets. We've honed in on some things, and we can actually see. You can actually see. Well, I have some gifts. I see that I like to do this particular thing. But what's the point to showing up to that thing and show up halfway? Or show up doubting yourself? Or show up in a place that, well, at least I just made it. At least I'm present. There's a difference. And that season is over. And the one thing I'm going to tell you, you don't have to wait till the new year to determine, okay, I'm going to do things different. Let me tell you something. The moment I sit here and I said, I'm changing what I'm doing, I'm going to change what I'm doing, and I'm going to show up. And when I show up, I am not showing up halfway. I'm not even showing up at the norm. I'm not showing up as what others or other people looking at me deems is sufficient. I'm going over the top. Why? Because I'm coming in hot. Let me tell you, when you come in hot, when you come into situations and you come in hot, you come with the fire. You ever see somebody walk into a room? They walk into a room. Other people are in the room, but that person walks walks in the room, and it's not even just what they're wearing. They walk in the room with such a presence and such a weight that you have to pay attention. You see, it matters how you show up to the battle. It matters how you show up for yourself. It matters how you show up when you wake up in the morning and you show up to your job. When you wake up and you show up, even show your face outside your doors. It matters how you show up. It matters how you show up. And the moment that you go ahead and decide to show up, once you understand that there's a way I should show up and it's okay for me to show up, I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. And I listen, you know, I started out the episodes with the assignment. One day I was just, you know, looking at the different TikTokers and different things. And this time when I was preparing to give this podcast, all of a sudden I just kept hearing, it just kept ringing in my spirit. I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. Let me explain something. You all know that a lot of you know that I'm a radio announcer. I've been a radio announcer for years, done gospel radio for years. And the thing about it is when we have to monitor the levels of audio, right? So when we come in, when the level is heightened, when we have the volume up and it gets into the red, we say, oh, no, it's hot. The sound is hot. The sound is hot. And the thing about it is why? Because that level, when it gets to that level, anything around it cannot handle it. Okay, the system cannot handle it. It starts to seem to be distorted. So I thought about that, and I said, I think because we have a relationship with how the world seems to be, it is okay to just kind of show up. And oh no, you don't want to upset things. You don't want to see what happens if you really show up for yourself 100%, not just come in on level, or we would say on point. Just come in on point. No, I'm telling you, on point is not even the level that we should come in on. We got to come in hot. When you come in hot, that song that the TikTokers are using, Coming in Hot from Lecrae, the thing about it is I looked at the lyrics of the song, and there was a part of the song where they're talking about the iron, that they bring the iron, but I bring the fire. And that's what we need to start to bring. We got to bring the fire to these situations. So there may be a time that we can be laid back. But in this season, as long as there is breath in your body, you better come in hot. You better come in hot. You better come in hot. That means I'm going to show up to a place. Every time I show up, every time I open up my eyes, I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. I'm bringing the fire. I'm bringing the fire. Are you going to bring the fire? And listen, you don't got to wait till the new year to determine I'm going to turn over a leaf. I'm coming in hot. I'm going to come in this way. Your new year starts the moment you say I'm coming in hot. The moment you decide you're going to do something different, that's your new year. You don't have to wait for a calendar to tell you when your new year is. And listen, what I love about it is when you continue on your journey, and you might have a day, a moment that you didn't come in hot, that you kind of just let the day happen. You didn't greet the day. You didn't meet your morning. You didn't meet your moment. You didn't meet your timing. And guess what? At that moment, I thank God. I thank God for his grace and his mercy. His grace and his mercy. His grace and his mercy says the slate then gets wiped clean, and then I can make a decision to do something different. And what I'm going to tell y'all, listen, the moment that you make the decision and you say, I'm going to make a different decision. I'm showing up to this battle, not only prepare, I'm ready for war. I'm ready to go forward. I'm coming in hot. I'm bringing the heat. heat and I'm coming with the fire. I'm coming in hot. That is that moment your new year begins. You start again. Now listen, now if you have to keep starting again and starting again and starting again, it kind of defeats the purpose sometimes, because then you start over, which is okay, and it's not a bad thing. But listen, let's sustain the fire. Sometimes you got to allow the fire to be sustained. Oh, listen, let it be a consuming fire. Let that fire sustain on the inside of you. And guess what? When the fire of God is on the inside of you, what will happen is when you show up to locations, you're going to come in hot. You're going to come in hot. You will be marked. Come in hot. Come with the fire. Bring the heat and show up. Show up. Show up already on fire. Show up ready to go. Show up. And the thing about it is it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with what the situation is. Has nothing to do with what your surrounding is. I'm going back to the soundboard. Guess what would happen if I begin to continue? I begin to continue to lift up the sound. It would get louder, but because we broadcast a certain way, right? So we're taught, okay, maybe coming in hot is not a good thing. Maybe coming hot is not a good thing. But let me tell you something. If you can show up and you show up coming in hot, that means I show up with everything that God has given to me. Everything, every gift, my confidence. I'm coming in hot. Yeah. Yes. 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 My confidence, I'm coming in hot. And that has nothing to do with what you're feeling at the time or what you look like. Make that decision that I'm coming in hot. I'm showing up each time. I'm showing up each day. I'm not just going to show up to the battle just to show up, but I'm coming to the battle so that I can win this battle in my mind, in my spirit. When I look at everything, every time I wake up, because God gave me breath, I'm coming in hot. Every time he gives me breath, I'm showing up to the location. I will show up to the location. You will show up to the location. And when you show up to the location, you're coming in hot. You're coming in with the fire. You're coming in with renewed strength. You're coming in with a renewed mind. You're coming in with new joy. You're coming in hot. You're coming in for they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagle. They shall walk in and not be weary. They should run and not faint. Listen, let me tell you something. You can come in hot. Make the decision today, y'all. Listen, this right here really just did something for me. When I got this particular message for this podcast, because everything in the world right now is saying, be careful, tone it down. These things, all of these things are happening in the world, all of these things, and we're focusing on situations that seem to have a strange fire. We're focusing on all of those situations. But if we would really just show up, all the things that we're called to do, if we would really show up and not just show up, but come in hot, show up steadfast, unmovable, show up flat-footed, show up. I don't care what went on before. That was yesterday. Yesterday is gone. Today is a new day. Yesterday is gone. Today is a new day. And when you greet your new day, when you greet your new moment, you better come in hot. All right? You better come in hot. Israel, a New Breed, has that song. It's a new season. It's a new day. Fresh anointing flowing your way. And on that whole album, I love the part when he said, morning happens when you wake up. That's in his trading my sorrows and trading my shame, and I'm laying it down for the joy of the Lord. See, morning happens when you wake up, and that's what I'm saying to you. Your new year happens the moment you wake up, the moment you decide, I'm coming in hot. All right? So 2022, at the time I'm doing this podcast, 2022 is less than 2 weeks away. And I've already decided today, I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in hot. I'm walking in this new year, this new moment, this new moment in time. And I'm showing up, and I'm coming in hot. So y'all better look out. Because all of us, as we are going on this journey, you have joined this journey with me, this thing called life. We can live life and just exist. But what fun would that even be? What would be the purpose? So if you are called to service, if whatever it is that you have, that gift that God has given you, even with your families, show up and come in hot. I wonder what would happen if everyone decided to really show up with a pure heart. Really show up. All right, family. I think that's my message for today. That is this podcast for today. So I think that's it for me today. But I hope that it has encouraged you. I hope that it's igniting something in you. Listen. The song says, they brought the iron, but I brought the fire. Go ahead and bring the fire and come in hot. All right? Listen, this has been the LV podcast with me, Michelle Hall. Thank you for listening. Go through your day, your week in victory, knowing that God can do anything but fail. Until next time.